What is going on, people of YouTube? My name happens to be Kurtyoy. Welcome to a very different video. Now, my content is generally based around football and football related games and content and what's happened in the world of football and sport, maybe in general. But this video is a breakaway from that, so if you are here only for football content, then this video probably isn't for you. If you are here when you're interested about me, then feel free to stay here and just watch the video. I feel like it'll be informative at least. And if you are here because of the video title, which is about long distance relationships, whether you're in one and struggling maybe, or whether you're considering going in one, or you know someone that's in one that could help from this video, then please feel free to say and share it around. I really don't mind. Likes and comments will be appreciated, but this isn't about me blagging likes or whatever you want to say YouTubers do. It's basically about helping people through it, because I know, having been in a long distance relationship for a year and maybe a quarter, I suppose, a year and 3-4 months maybe. I say 3 months to be safe. It is very tough, and you go through a mix of emotions, and it's not like your everyday relationship. It is very much different. I don't think I'll address two issues on here. One of them is long distance relationships where, let's say, if you are located in England, for example, you have to get a 2-3 hour train journey to see them every other weekend if they're up at uni, or I just live far away or something. That is tough, but that is not the ones I'm going to address. I'm going to be addressing ones where you have to get, for me it's a 10-hour plane journey every few months, which is tough. It still helps for the people that live, like I said, just a few hours away drive, because it can still mean them. I'm not ruling them out. It's just, I'm going through my experience, which has been the longer, much longer haul version of a journey. But with that being said, I'll stop waffling and get into the video. So, what is it like? If I'm to say that in a few words, I'll say one. It's a roller coaster. I'll be stereotypical, the cliche roller coaster of emotion, because it's a really strange thing. It's not like everyday relationship, because you can. I say it's weird like that because if you're in a normal relationship, you probably won't talk for a few days or so. Whereas I feel like if you're in a long distance relationship, you really have to talk for every day. I know me and Michelle talk every day. Luckily, with me working early hours and waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, it makes it easier for us to call, because I'm at home when she's waking and she's at home when I'm waking, so it makes it easier for us in general. But it's very, very... My phone just vibrated, so I'm going to put that down there. It's very, very different, is what I'm going to say, because you can, like I say, normal relationships you can go without talking to each other until you meet in person, like maybe once or twice every week. This one you talk every day, because you can't just say, "Oh, do you want to go see a movie?" Yeah, sure. If you're going to see a movie, yeah, let me go and book a plane ticket and get the time off work and make sure time's okay with all requirements over here, and we'll say about 6 months-ish. It doesn't really bode well, to be honest. But with that being said, I am more than happy how I am now, and not having I wouldn't say not having the help, because that means family and friends have just literally been like, yeah, whatever, don't care, mate. You're very sick, don't care. What are you doing? Don't care. What's your name? Don't care. It's generally, what I'm referring to is literally just, is so tough at first. When I knew I was flying over there, I mean, to be honest, I did it the very, very worst way you could, because although it was still good, I still could have been catfished, but I was 100% certain, because I'd FaceTimes and called on Skype with Michelle. I'd talk to her family and everything, and when I booked the flight, I booked it early December 2014, and I flew out there on January the 19th, and it is the weirdest feeling. I'll put that, because when we first met, we just literally hugged for about 20 odd seconds, and it is the weirdest feeling, because I'll tell you right now, it's the only time ever I will have first met someone and felt like I've been in their life for years, because you talk that much when you are in a long distance relationship, like on Skype and FaceTime or whatever, that you know them, but you haven't talked to them in person. So when you're in person, it's sort of like this odd feeling of, I'm finally with you, but I already know you. It's like, normally relationships, you get to know each other, you really don't skip that phase. And especially if it's, you're supported. So luckily, both sides of my family and Michelle's family are kind enough to, say, oh, we've got, we of course we have a house, but we've got a place to stay. No point getting a hotel and wasting money on that. Stay with us. So it felt like I'd skipped the getting to know and everything. It felt like I was moving straight fucking in. Excuse my language, I didn't mean that, but it felt like I was moving straight into the relationship. And moving straight to, hi honey, I'm home. And that's weird in itself, and you get to know each other, and things, it moves very fast. I feel like it did move very fast, because that holiday, we had 11 days together. Including the time, the day that I left, and I believe the day I came in. Because I didn't want to book like a whole month there and feel like, oh, really don't like you in person, or oh, you smell, or something like that. Or I just don't like you as a person, and then you're stuck there for a whole month. So if I had advice, right here, right now, don't go, if you're going to be booking a flight or, time to stay there, don't be booking like a month for your first time. Book like 2 weeks max, just so you know, if you go there and you don't see eye to eye, you don't, really like each other, want to be in a relationship with each other, and effectively, I'll use the word love each other, although it could be very early in the relationship, then you can go there, have a good time as mates, go home, and then just know, oh, it's an experience. I'll add it, add it to the repertoire of things that I've done in this lifetime, but I can move on now. And, that's what we did, but it is the most horrible feeling, I will say that, because I'm gonna start weighing up. It is the most horrible feeling because when that day comes. I mean, I'm as a person, I don't get things like gradually. If I'm playing tennis, I'm getting a tennis match, and it's a cup match. So if I lose, I get knocked out of the cup. I won't get nervous until I'm about to start playing. Then it'll be like, "Phoomp," it comes into me. I didn't get upset until a few hours until I had to leave for the airport. Then it just hit me, and there was tears. I was struggling to get a second without crying, because I'm not going to lie, I don't see the problem with crying, but as a person I wanted to try and feel strong. As much as I get like, oh, this is going to be hard, nothing hits me until boom, right then. And I was also determined not to ruin it, because I knew from the first hour or so of talking to her that she was the one, and hence the reason why we're still in a relationship. We're still seeing each other, we're still getting flights. I'm going to be over there in the summer for 3 weeks this time, and hence the reason why we're still together. But I knew from the first hour we're talking, being a proper boyfriend and girlfriend, that this was going to work. So I was determined. You've got, and if this is a second tip for you, if you have got it and you're there, or you're going there in a few days, and you've got like 2 weeks or 1.5 weeks, make sure for every single second you can, you are enjoying it. Because you don't want to look back at this and thinking, oh, that was our time there until next 6 months, and I wish I'd done this, this, and this, or I wish I'd spent more time with you, or spent less time sort of doing this or doing that, more time doing this. It helps if you really, focus time on just being together. It is a weird thing to think that it's effectively you're going on holiday to live a normal life. Usually when you go on holiday, you got to do this today and this today. For me, my holiday was solely focused on spending as much time as I could with Michelle, and I feel like that really helped. And then, you get to the airport, you're weighing up, and you've got to go through security and, try and hold it together. And, it didn't really help the first time with through security when a person who worked there, I was like, I couldn't find where to scan my suitcase. So I asked the person who worked there, and he said, I'll just go through security. So I thought, it's a weird system, but okay. Sent through security, and the guy looked at me like I was a mug, thinking, what have you got your suitcase here for? Like, mate, some guy over there, and by that time he was gone. I was like, well, I look like a prick, don't I? So I had to go around there, scan my bags on, scan my suitcase on, and then get back round in the queue, which had trebled in size by now, and I'm like, God damn it. Why? This is just making the pain even worse. But when you get back, you sort of feel empty. You've lived your life, on holiday with that person, for 1-2 weeks, let's say, good few days, and then all of a sudden they're gone. As long as you can say, oh, let's go and see a movie, like I've already said, they're gone until you next go and see them. And that is the bit that hurts the most. After the first time of leaving each other, I feel like that's the bit that hurts the most. The leaving, it wasn't as bad. Knowing that, if you have a tough day, or you have a good day, and you feel like, oh wait, I have to Skype or wait until she wakes up, or this and that, it really hurts. And so, next tip is, how do you deal with that? You've got to, as much as it seems a bit weird, memorabilia. And I'm not talking about, going over to America and buying like a signed baseball ball. That's not the memorabilia I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that help you. Hence the reason why I have this guy. And again, like I've said, I'm probably looking like the least manly person, but I honestly couldn't care. As long as I try and help people, that's all that matters. But this guy is only a recent addition since Valentine's Day, but helps a lot. And I've also got other things. I've got an empty bottle of perfume. I've got a much bigger thing that I accidentally won at Thorpe Park, which is this big tiger thing, I think. But they help a lot, and things that remind you of them, they help a lot, especially smell. If you go over there and you wear your cologne, I know when I went over there, I left my aftershave over there and half empty can of deodorant, just so you miss them, you can spray it, and then you can sort of feel like they're there. And that really, does help. I've still got the empty perfume, but I'll just open it up, and it still smells. It's from a visit down in the UK, so a good 8 months later, but it still has that smell. It's starting to fade. I can sort of, sense it, or smell it fading, but it's starting to fade, which is sad, but, life goes on. I'm hopefully dealing with it quite well, I feel. But things like these really, really help, because it can sort of remind you of them, and remind you that, you still have them, and they are still in your life, and that how much they mean to you. And that is probably the last tip I would give, constantly talking. Last tip, I think I said tip. If I said gift, then I'm extremely sorry, but last tip, I've probably said it many times, but always try and talk, because if you don't, then it will be much, much harder. I know there's times it's going to happen. There's times when I've, annoyed Michelle because she'll wake up and I've been on the Xbox, left my phone over the other side of the room, left it on vibrate or silent, not heard it, and I look at my phone a few hours later and I think, oof, the metaphorical doghouse is going to have a new occupant for a few days. But personally, it is really tough. It is. I'm not gonna, pull, the wool over anyone's eyes. It is really tough. But if it's someone that you believe you can spend the rest of your life with, you can love, you can be in a relationship with, then go for it. And I've also got another video coming out a few days after this, where when I was over there recently for Christmas, me and my girlfriend recorded a video when we got online, and we got a few FAQs off a few websites and answered them on camera. It's about 20 minutes long, so it's quite a long video, especially a bit like this one, but it will help you. And this one is more of a just sort of getting a bit off my chest. I've wanted to do this for a long time, but getting it off my chest and basically saying, rah rah rah, here's how I deal with it. But there we go, you've had it. It is tough. I'm not pulling the wool over your eyes, but it does get easier. Once you get over that first holiday, and the second holiday comes, it's still tough after that one, but you get used to it. And I know me and Michelle have got, good at getting used to it, because you've got to, you know, it sounds bad when I think about it, and I was just about to blurt it out, but as I say, you're living life as a single man, or single woman, or single person in a relationship. Now, I'm not meaning going out to the clubs and, you know, picking up people and getting off with them and, you know, spending nights in the hotel rooms. I'm thinking more of you're living life on your own in a relationship. So you've always got that person there, but you've never got them. And that's where it can hurt you. But as long as you're strong and you do the right things, then all will be good. So hopefully this has helped you. Apologies if it's a load of ramble, but there's a more informative video because I was under the guidelines of my girlfriend, who is a much more structured person than me. So that is a much better video for tips. So I'd definitely suggest going over to that one. Once it's released, I'll put it in the description of this, hopefully, if I remember. But thank you guys for watching. If it has helped you, if you've got any tips, if you are in a long distance relationship and you've got tips for people that might be wanting tips off this video, leave them in the comments, because I'm sure you know it is tough, and it's the right word to describe it. Very, very tough. But thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, then leave a like, leave me in the comments down below, and subscribe if you feel like me and my childish little teddy friend is worth it. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.